I researched, let's see here. It was actually Dignity Health Sports Park, which is the one next to us on campus, and it shows that they too also had a parking problem with organization and parking traffic and whatnot. And what I found that they did was that they actually opened up more gates for people to come in and get access to the parking lot, which kind of helps spread the flow of traffic and help people get in faster and easier. Also, let's see. I also found that at the Dignity Health Sports Park, they actually let their fans come and tailgate however many hours early before the game. And I also did research to where I found out that Dodger Stadium does not allow any sort of tailgate or fan loitering in the parking lot. So I think that, as I mentioned in the paper, that just letting fans come to the stadium early and hang out and tailgate actually would help the stadium traffic and the flow of traffic in the parking lot. I mean, regardless, Dignity Health Sports Park and Dodger Stadium are two very different venues. One, Dodger Stadium has a massive parking lot, whereas Dignity Health Sports Park not as much. But as I've researched in other stadiums, like and the Anaheim Stadium for the Angels, they used to have a designated tailgate area, which I also mentioned in the paper that the Dodgers should really consider this in order to keep fans happy and let them tailgate and obviously make the parking situation a little bit better. And let's see. The second issue I went over in the paper was that was the security at Dodger Stadium, and I found that this was the biggest problem that they had at the stadium, or like the fans complain about at the stadium, because over the years, the Dodger Stadium has been known for violent fights and people having to be arrested and going to the hospital because of lack of security. And actually, the most recent one was in March 29th in 2019. This was when a man from the opposing team, which happens to be the Dodgers' rival, the San Francisco Giants, got beat up by the home fans, a few Dodger fans, and he is in critical condition in the hospital. And so my recommendation to this was that the stadium should obviously up their security, but as I was doing more research into it, I found that stadiums like Levi Stadium, who had the Raiders and 49ers game very recently, which is a big rivalry game for the Bay Area, they upped their security force for that game, as well as they hired a bunch of undercover security and police officers. And the numbers were showing that this actually helps with finding or stopping fights and finding the people who are trying to start the fights and have them kicked out of the game. And I've noticed that from a few other events, like the championship game in Seattle, where they had the soccer championship. They also do many things like this because, as everybody knows, Seattle is a very a rowdy stadium to go to, and the fans are very passionate. So they always have undercover cops to try to settle everybody down and get to the altercations before they even start, or try to find people before they get into a fight. So basically, that wraps up my presentation, um, and I hope that it was well.